Hey y'all, as you can see, I'm in the hospital. Our baby girl decided she was ready to come out. She was born yesterday morning, very early in the morning. It all started on Sunday. I was having contractions all day, so I called my OB after hours and asked them what they wanted me to do. They told me to come in and be seen because I was only 36 weeks pregnant. So I had my husband drive me down to labor and delivery, and by the time we got here, my contractions were like 3 to 4 minutes apart. So they monitored me for a little bit and they checked my cervix, and I was dilated to a 2. So they told me I could either go home and get some rest because it might not be active labor or actual labor, or I could walk around for an hour and see if I was making any progress. So we decided to walk around because I live far from the hospital and I didn't want to go home and then just have to come back or something happened. And while we were walking around, I came back by triage to use the bathroom. And when I did, I heard something pop and I started bleeding. So I was yelling for my husband because I was freaking out, and we were calling the nurses, and they came in there and they checked and they got me back into the bed. And I was so scared. I was like, why am I bleeding so much? What is happening? They were telling me that it could either be my water, or it could be something with the placenta, like it detaching, or I could be just dilating really fast. So they ended up admitting me because I was bleeding, and at this point it was showing that something wasn't right. So they got me back to my room. They got me all hooked up to IVs and vitals and all that kind of stuff, and they were monitoring the bleeding for a little bit just to kind of see what happened. And then they checked me and I was dilated to a 5. So at this point we knew that I was in active labor. So they got everything ready for delivery, and I was able to get my epidural, and we kind of just, waited around for her to come. They kept monitoring the bleeding just to make sure that I wasn't losing too much, because you still obviously lose more whenever you deliver and stuff. So all that had to be monitored, and she made her arrival at 2:30 Monday morning, yesterday morning. It was crazy. She was so ready to come out. I labored for a while, and then it was like whenever she was ready to come out, she was ready to come. I heard my water pop and I felt a ton of pressure, and I called my nurse and I was freaking out. I was like, I think she's coming. So they came in there, and sure enough, she was on her way out. They didn't want me to push because they had to call the on-call doctor, and it was going to take her like 15-20 minutes to get there. So while we were waiting, Layla was coming out anyways. By the time the doctor got in there, she was already out to her ears, and there wasn't really a lot of pushing. I think I maybe pushed twice and she was out. It happened really fast. It was a really long couple of days. It was very scary. The bleeding, it ended up being okay. The doctor who delivered the baby said that she thought it was like the placenta detaching, and that was what was like causing the bleeding. And I was able to see my doctor this morning too, since we're being discharged today, and he told me the same thing, that it could have been like an abruption in the placenta which was causing it to detach. And I asked him if that's why she came so early, and he said it could definitely put you into labor. And this is something that we kind of anticipated, not necessarily that specific thing, but I was being monitored for issues that could come from the placenta. So didn't make it any less scary. I was I was terrified. But we are going home today, so that's the good thing. She had to do a little bit of extra testing, like a car seat challenge and some like glucose testing and stuff, because she was born before 37 weeks, but she's past that and she's healthy, and I'm doing okay. So we were able to go home today, which I'm so excited about because our boys are going to get to meet her. Yeah, it's been crazy. Didn't really vlog a lot while I was here, just because the day of labor was so scary and it felt like it was all happening so fast. And yesterday we were just so exhausted, but I took a ton of pictures and all of that, so all of that is going to be included in this vlog. But yeah, now we are just waiting on my husband to come get us, and we are going to be headed home. I just want to say thank y'all for your support. It has meant a lot to us. We are so glad that she is finally here and healthy, And now we're gonna take her home. Thank y'all.